ROV nav. Can you please repeat the move? That's right, thank you.
And Nolan Barrett also
I believe
commented
I'm
that
just starting to feel that first move now.
Freyleids are usually
So I believe
quite a
I'm
bit
starting to
deeper
feel
than
that first
other
move now.
percentages.
Great.
And Tara Luke is actually sending out the C-Star signal to Chris Ma over Twitter right now. So
Roger.
A Freyleid. Interesting. I've not heard of that group. There might be a C-Star on the right in that trail. I think we passed over. It may just be a large brittle star.
This white one?
The white one, yeah.
Take a partial and see.
All right, thanks.
Like.
Looks like a brittle star, yeah. Yep, just a brittle star.
Buried brittle star?
Yeah, that's fine. Keep on moving. Hopefully we'll encounter a few more rocks before the end of the dive.
I'm not seeing it.
We're good, pilot, thanks.
Yep. Moving on.
Yeah, there's several of those same types. Here's one that might have been feeding. It looks a little puffed up in the middle. Or it might be something else. Can we take a quick zoom to that?
Yes, we can.
Thanks.
Getting close. Yeah, video, come on in.
That is somebody different for sure.
Chris Ma is being paged.
Six raid or six-armed C-Star. Interesting.
Settling
Yeah.
in.
It appears he has a barnacle. Or maybe he's on top of that other organism that has a barnacle. Are those hydroids, maybe?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to try to get in tight for that?
Yeah, so there's that. I don't know if I'm referring to it properly if someone wants to pipe in, but eye spots at the ends of the arms, sensory organisms.
Yeah, you can see that very nicely here, Leslie. The tube foot that's at the very tip of the arm has pigment in it that is a photopigment, so in theory can detect light, although I'm not sure what light it would be detecting this deep.
Yeah.
So maybe
ROVs.
something left over from evolving from a shallow water ancestor, or I wonder if it has the possibility to detect a bioluminescence.
Thanks.
Very nice.
Again, quite small.
Yeah, gosh, it's a lot smaller than I thought of. Again.
Something you never get used to in this position, I've found.
Mm-hmm.
Come in partial quick video. I don't know if we'd seen. Oh, this is not what I thought it was. Never mind.
Small sponge. Is that one we've seen? Maybe?
I don't know.
Here's another one on the lower right. Looks like the same kind of thing. Is Shirley still on the line?
I am. I'm looking at that.
Okay.
Come back in video. Try to sneak in a little closer for you.
Is that another tunicate? I don't know what that is.
Dropping. Trying to get some footing here. Oh yeah. Go.
Almost looks more like a colonial tunicate to me, but
Yeah, it does to me too.
It might be an interesting collection. We get a rock with it, too.
and maybe
Actually, I agree.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest the same thing.
Good, thank you. I'm glad to have some support.
Let's get the lasers on this real quick.
Lasers coming on.
It could be a threefer because there's something else on that rock.
Sorry.
Sure,
Come
sure.
out a little more video.
Okay, we're going to
Let's just
navigate to do just that.
here's the lasers.
Lasers on.
We have one more bio box to fill, so let's do it.
So that is maybe 5 centimeters across.
Good things come in small packages.
You like the lasers?
Yes, and Tina
I say that
Leave
all
them on
the
for now,
time.
Molodtsova is happy to find a possible tunicate. So this will please many. And whatever that stick is.
Yeah, check on the preservation for that too, because I think that might need to go in formalin.
Let's not
Okay,
get too
great.
excited.
Thank you,
This rock
Shirley.
has to be loose too, right? Not sure.
You are ramped up and ready to go?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Arms coming live.
Yes, it's rather small. All right.
Let's just poke it a little, make sure everything's loose and ready to go.
This is a dime.
Quite small. Is it even as wide as the fingers?
Scoop might be our best bet. I don't know.
Do we have time for scoop?
No.
Okay. In that case, why don't we scoop? Oh wait, actually, it's a little easier if you bring that wing in till it's right under the fingers where I am now.
Okay. Take the starboard wing and bring it inboard.
Starboard wing inboard. Yep.
Coming in. There we go.
That's good. Just so I can see the handle.
Remember, we're still moving here, so co-pilot, let's keep an eye out on your screen and altitude.
Because of the very small size of this sample, we're going to employ a new technology, and that is our scoop. Hopefully we'll get some sediments with it too. That would be a quadruple bonus. Although most
again,
of the sediments will be lost,
we're coming
probably.
closer.
It's worth a try.
Where are we in terms of the ship move?
It's just about done.
Just about done. Do you want to back it
I
off a
haven't
little?
gotten the countdown, but it's done.
Oh, we'll still keep moving another 9 minutes after that, though.
Yep.
Do you want to back it up a little?
It's going to be delayed by the time it gets to us.
Yeah.
Help him keep an eye.
Yep.
Let me know if I got a boogie.
Just gonna swing around to keep you in view.
And as we're making this collection, wanted to update you on that brisingid that we were looking at earlier. Scott France reminded us that there are two groups within the Brisingidae, well, the Brisingidae and the Freyelidae, and so it is correct to call them a brisingid, but there's actually two different groups within the brisingids that we might see out here.
I don't know how I'm going to get this. Port outer.
Oh, we're going to starboard outer.
Starboard outer. I don't know how I'm going to get this in starboard outer.
Yeah. Watch leads nav. Yes, is there any way this sample can be combined with one of the previous samples in the port file boxes? Or is it very important that it stays separate?
We'll figure it out.
We figured as much, but wanted to ask. Thanks.
Okay.
Tilting up a smidge. Oops.
Ready for the door to come out?
Co-pilot, how are you feeling about positions and orientation of the vehicles? Now that we have it in the scoop, we could gently push forward if needed.
I'm currently looking at them at 72. I could come to 90, but I am still moving, and I'll still keep moving for probably another 7 minutes. So I think if we could push forward,
How do you feel, pilot?
that would be best. But if we do it quick, I think we should be fine. We
Might.
got probably about like 5 minutes.
Let's get it over the box if we're going to move, maybe.
It's up to you. Just something to think about if it's going to take a little while.
You want me to extend the door?
Hmm? Yeah.
Extend the door. Right. Door's coming out. We're going in the starboard. Over
Yeah.
here. Great. Okay, door's fully extended.
Okay, just got to get my wrist situated real quick for this.
This is the trickiest maneuver that they have to make in terms of sample collection, because the arm has to turn completely the opposite direction in order to get to the outermost starboard bio box. So it's
We're going to take control of your mini Zeus.
the least
Thanks.
comfortable position. So they're looking at how best to do that, especially without tipping all that material into the other box. And they're doing a great job. We have a different screen that we can see. It's really incredible that we are 3,300 meters above this vehicle.
You got it. You're right on.
There is nobody in the vehicle. A lot of viewers think that this is a submersible we're working
Just bringing
from,
the scoop down
and
now.
that we are inside the vehicle. We are on a ship well above, and all of this is done.
So you're look at your manip cam.
Controlled remotely.
Past it.
With incredible
there you go.
delicacy, I might add. It's very, very impressive how they can do
Very
this.
nice.
And you're not able to see what we're seeing, unfortunately, but they are now trying to get the material out of the... There we go. And they did a beautiful job.
Close it up.
Good call.
It is in the box.
Right.
We have
Drawer
our
is
sample.
retracting.
Bravo, pilot.
Drawers retracted. I'm also going to bring the starboard wing outboard.
Yep.
Coming outboard. Excellent work.
Very nice.
Nice
Was that the plan all along?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't curious if you...
I wasn't going to try to pour it in there.
Well, it looked like it was just stuck because the angle, it should have been.
Oh, yeah, it
pouring out.
should have been pouring out, but usually this mud sticks.
So at the
I
very
wasn't
end
sure
of the
when you saw it
process,
sticking. You said, no.
We'll have to screw in
the
some,
pilot
like...
tried to dump the material into the bio box, but
that was
it
a good
was
call, indeed.
somewhat stuck.
All right,
so
I'll catch up here.
just drop the whole paddle in, and
Might
it
as well
fits
drop the
nicely,
mic on
so
the way out.
we'll even have a scoop to help get the material out of the box.
Yeah, feel free to use it.
Nicely done.
Okay, we got it marked.
And we'll be sure to have deck images of the white stock tonight.
Come up a little bit as you come underneath me here.
So we're back underway, continuing along our transect, and we're at 3,375 meters. We just made a collection of a rock, possibly a colonial
Lifting up to
tunicate,
keep you in view.
and possibly a small Gorgonian octocoral.
Watch leads, nav.
Go ahead, Nav.
We are calling that spec 05 Geo.
Bio.
Bio.
You got it.
Good. Coming up to meet you. Got you there at 45.
Copy, 45. We'll settle in here and
Okay, you got Mini Zeus back.
get another move going, I guess. Thanks.
Tina, I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going to read what you wrote. Pilots are gods of arms and manipulations.
Also ramping down the
Not to mention
HPU.
claws and scoops. And all the while that they were doing that, they were being encouraged to proceed because of the location of the ship in Sirius above. I think we were running out of time to be in one location. So under fire, they did a great job.
As we move towards waypoint 2, I'm gonna.
You guys ready for another move?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Gonna bring Sirius back to.
Sorry. I said.
Some of you may have just joined
said
us.
we're at 45
recently.
degrees. I think we're ready
We've
for
been
another
on the
move.
seafloor now for
thought
since 10 a.m. Eastern.
I guess I was
Maybe
muted.
a little after that. We have about a half hour left in our dive. And we're located at a water depth of 3,300 meters.
Same move, please.
And we're about 300 kilometers offshore of Charleston, South Carolina in the southeast U.S. This is an extension of the continental margin. And there's an essay, if you look at the background information on continental margins, if you want to learn a little more. But we're on a feature called the Blake Ridge, and has all sorts of interesting geologic history. We were hoping to encounter a little more hard rock bottom than we've seen. However, pretty sure it's just below this sediment veneer, because we do see it outcropping periodically. And we certainly are finding many, many scattered pebbles of several centimeters in diameter.
We need to install that.
And those are loose, many of which have small organisms attached to them.
You need to install
but those pebbles,
for what?
how they're scattered, are probably a function of currents. And we've noted some pretty swift current here. It's decreased a little bit across.
In watch leads, we just passed our 300-meter mark.
And we've just been informed we just passed our 300-meter mark, and that we're 120 meters from the end of our proposed dive site. So we're going to keep moving on. If you're curious about that fish that just swam by, we've seen it several times. Maybe we could get an ID on it again. I don't recall. I'm not a fish person.
Yeah, I think they wanted a partial on this here, just to see what it is. I think it's a rock, right? Or is it garbage? Yeah, come on in.
Alan looked a little bit more towards brocchulids and cusk-eels than rat-tails to me, but I'm also not a fish person.
Okay, I'll go for a toe poke first, see if it's loose. If it is, we can grab it. Come on out, video.
Pilot is kind enough to see if that rock we just zoomed in on is loose enough to collect. Looks like a nice compact size, but
you full wide video?
Different from all the rubble we're seeing in the foreground. And much more like some of the larger outcrops we've seen earlier. So we're a bit curious to see what this rock is. Oh, good for it. Looks like it's possible.
It's loose.
You are going to make one geologist very happy.
Good.
At least one.
At least one.
I know my colleague Scott Harris and probably Jason Chater is going to be. They're each going to be happy to get a rock sample.
You should have plenty of time as well.
Copy.
I got you at 25 degrees, and I don't think we've felt that move yet.
Okay, locked in. Are we spun up?
You're spun up, ready to go.
Okay. We know it's loose, so why don't we open up the port rock box real quick.
Okay.
You want to bring it inboard slightly?
It almost looks man-made, as Shirley Pomponi said.
Port wing coming inboard a little bit. Here she comes.
We'll find out.
Nice piece of pottery.
far?
Yeah, it does have the same kind of
All the
smooth
way.
wall and
Just
coloration
so I can
of
barely see the handle is
outcrops
good.
we saw earlier, but
Perfect,
we'll find
thanks.
out. Maybe before we do this, we should zoom in again.
Yeah, do you want a longer look at it?
Yeah, maybe since it is loose, can you flip it over before we actually bother to collect it? 'Cause
Let me just get this open once I get it in my hand.
Poking it.
say that again, Shirley.
I said that's just the same as poking a sponge to see what the consistency is.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, it's a rock. Ooh, and there's some things maybe living on the
I'll
bottom.
just tilt it up for you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Get it in the light pool a little.
Do you want the forward lights on as well, or are we happy where we are?
They're good where they are.
Watch
Okay.
leads nav.
Come in partial.
They made that look too easy.
Yeah, just want to remind you that we're quickly
Good
running out
there.
of time.
Okay, great.
So we
Give you
may
a
just want to
rotate.
throw
That's
this
a
in the
sample.
box and
We'll
keep
collect
going.
that. Thanks so much.
Okay. Great.
That's perfect, boy.
Okay, port wing going outboard.
Great, thanks.
Okay, after this successful rock collection, we're going to get back underway.
Right,
We
you're all
have
the way
about
out.
25 minutes left, and we were hoping to get to the end of our transect. So we probably won't be stopping as much unless there's something absolutely amazing that we see.
And we're in.
You have a little bit of glare in the upper starboard corner of your camera.
Oh, yeah, make it go. Pull the arms off.
Maybe that's not from the jaw.
Yeah, it's not from the jaw, I'm not
Oh,
sure.
you also lifted it up a little bit higher than normal, though, to look
What's
at the.
that?
Roger, complete.
You lifted the camera up higher than normal to get a look at the.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So that may be where it's coming from.
Okay, arms off.
All right, ramp it
All
down.
right, spec 06 Geo.
HPU is off.
Great. You know, it might be the missing scoop or something, too. It's sticking around. How are we doing on that move?
It just finished.
Okay.
Want another?
I feel like we should just hop right into it.
Yeah, let's do one more, I think, right? How much farther we got to get to waypoint 2? Another move and change.
It's 100 meters.
Another 100 meters.
Yeah. Bridge, RB nav. Repeat the move, please. Good copy, thank you. Move in, copy. Move this in.
Thanks, Bobby.
Today we've had as many as
Yeah, we're about
32
100
scientists on shore working with us to help
100 meters.
in the identifications of organisms, to give us information about deep sea currents, and even to help me confirm that a rock was a rock. So it's been very helpful. We appreciate all of you assisting us. Encourage you to keep coming back, and hopefully more people will sign on. We want as many contributions and as much brain power as we can get to help us along here. This is all exploration, so certainly Cheryl and I, we're no experts here. We really appreciate your help. It's a great community effort, and those of you watching on the live stream, go to the different social media that are available and submit questions where you can, and keep tuning in. We're visiting many different spots in the next 16 days, and we'll be in tomorrow we'll be in deeper water, or it's about the same depth, farther south of this area in a different kind of environment, and then we move up onto the Blake Plateau and visit a few other rugged features that we've seen in our recent mapping, our high-resolution mapping of the seafloor. And after we cross the Blake Plateau, we'll be just off of Florida in water depths maybe 400 meters, and spend a couple days in that area looking at some unusual mound-like features that are likely habitat for deep coral species, and certainly plenty of sponges as well. And after those days, we'll head north, move across portions of the Blake Plateau again, visit some other areas that are likely coral and sponge habitat, and I'll let Cheryl talk a little bit about the priorities of some of those dives and of this mission in terms of coral and sponge management, habitat management.
Some of the areas that we'll go to in 3 or 4 days are areas where we've found a lot of coral mounds in the past, but when you look at the number of dives that have been done across this whole large area, we've only just skimmed the surface of what's there. And so we have habitat suitability models that help us try to choose sites that are likely to have corals and sponges, and going and verifying that either they are there or they're not helps to narrow down those models and let them train better, give ground truthing results that are really important. Some of these areas are actually coral areas of particular concern, habitat areas of particular concern, meaning that they're fishing, especially trawl fishing, where we have nets on the bottom, are banned. But some of those places, there's a very large coral habitat area of particular concern that will be in and out of in the next couple of weeks. And
oh my gosh, is that a holothurian?
It looks like it, yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're so great.
That's a weird one.
It's a sea cucumber. Yeah, this is a very different one than I've seen before.
Let me get a little closer and settle down for this.
I don't recognize this one either.
Yeah. We got to spend a little moment here.
Come on, a little more video. Sorry, just want to get right up on it.
10 minutes left. 10 minutes.
You only have 10 minutes left in the dive.
So sea cucumbers are also related to sea stars, which might surprise those of you who've never seen one. You sometimes find them on beaches, much different versions or species than this.
I think we're good for the lasers if you want to kill them, co-pilot.
Lasers are coming off.
And their most notable characteristic is when they get fearful, they eviscerate.
Yeah, they eviscerate. They take all their guts and they shoot them out, hoping that whatever's chasing them and trying to eat them will eat their guts, and the rest of the animal can survive. It looks
Something
like
weird
this
going on that end.
Trying to camouflage itself
yeah,
with
definitely.
pieces of pteropod shells, maybe, and
a rock that it's up against?
And Shirley Pomponi just pointed out that next to the sea cucumber is another Geodia sponge. Did someone just join us on the telephone line?
We just heard an unusual sound.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that sound was. I thought that was us losing you.
No, we're still here. So I guess we filled up our bio boxes. We could put him in the rock box. He wouldn't go anywhere if anyone's interested.
I would rather hear from somebody who knows the holothurians about whether this is unusual or not.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know if we have anybody.
Easily collected with dredges. They're not uncommonly collected on these abyssal areas.
Bob Carney was in the chat room earlier, but I don't see him there now. He would definitely be somebody who could help us out with this.
Well, we've certainly gotten video of him, so I guess we have to make that decision.
I don't even know if there's enough time left for a collection.
Yeah, I would suggest moving on.
Okay, yeah, thanks, pilot.
Yep.
Hopefully video footage will at least verify if it's somebody that, or if it's a holothurian that has been seen before. I'm glad we saw one though. But for our viewers, if you want to see one of the more fantastic videos that this incredible videography team has put together, there's a great holothurian consuming sediment, which is how they eat. They eat the algae and whatever is not algae, but organisms on the sediment, and that is in the Gulf of Mexico expedition. Highly recommend to look at those videos, highlight videos.
This looks like an anemone of some sort.
Do you want a longer look at it or keep going?
Maybe just a quick zoom in, pilot.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah, we can snap in video.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Wow, what a beauty.
Oh, look how beautiful
wow.
that is. The shadows make it look even more beautiful. You see a pteropod shell in the sediment in the distance. So that looks like a regular anemone as opposed to the tube kind, right?
That would be my educated guess.
Yeah, it looks broader at the base.
Yeah, this is a regular actiniarian sea anemone, and the way you can tell is you can see the mouth in the center there, and there are no short tentacles directly ringing the mouth, which would be critical for the tube anemones, the Cereanthids.
Okay.
All right, Vidya, you ready?
Yes, thank you.
Off we go. Make sure we laze them. Great.
Speaking of video and images, the video team has been working constantly to grab clips and also still images, and those will begin to appear on the website, on the Windows to the Deep website. So I encourage you, probably by tomorrow, you'll start seeing that populated with
you guys need to
images
start getting
and
ready
video
in
from
about
our first
8
dive
minutes,
yesterday.
So I'm not sure it's worth
and every
putting
day
another
then
move.
new
Okay.
material will
We'll
be
let that one
posted.
settle out. I think 9 minutes move for settle out, right? So that sounds good.
Yeah. So find things here.
Cool.
I think we can bypass this one.
Bypass this one? Okay.
It looks like the same thing.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Thank you.
Yep.
Our depth is 3,365 meters. We only have about 5 minutes left on the bottom.
You guys may want to unlatch me. I'm going to talk to the bridge for a while. Bridge, ROV nav.
It's funny, you already were unlatched.
So we are about 10-ish minutes from coming off the bottom, at which point we're going to go into mid-water transects, and I wanted to call up to see if you're in a good position to do that, to head ahead at 0.1 knots. Yeah, it would be on this heading, or possibly variations of this heading. We kind of have to judge it based on what current we're seeing down here.
Left.
Yeah, I'm trying to float my way over there.
Yeah, now I can tell you are.
Ooh, that's a little sea pen we haven't seen yet, I think. Quick snap on this, just to make sure. We seen this already?
Roger that. That sounds good
partial?
then.
Or,
so we'll come up.
maybe?
Our first transect is not until 800 meters. So at that time, we'll determine what we're seeing down here in the water column, and then have you command
that might be a
move appropriately,
serpulid polychaete
so that we
worm?
end up seeing about a tenth
Just
of a knot down here.
and then we'll
I think
move
it
on.
is a polychaete worm, but it wouldn't be a serpulid because those build
Rich.
calcareous tubes. This has got more of a
Yeah.
soft mud-built tube,
Right.
but it's definitely a polychaete sandworm.
And there's something else on it, it looks like.
Oh yeah, something underneath.
Oh, yeah.
Is it barnacle?
You know, that actually...
Can't quite tell.
Or maybe a little baby
You got a
tunicate?
little more zoom video, or is that all of it?
It
Oh,
might
he's
be
got
a
a little more.
foraminiferan that uses, I don't know.
No idea.
It's pretty hard to tell.
Yeah, sorry.
Could even be a little sponge.
Could be, yeah.
Oh, but I definitely see right below it, you don't have to go back, but right below it, there was definitely a good view of a tiny primnose
Yeah.
coral stick.
Right,
So I bet that's
the
what
white
we got
stick.
on the rock that was collected earlier. That's a good sighting of several different things here.
Yeah.
And Scott, it could be a zoanthid too.
I think we can try to get all 35 phyla right here.
Hey, I even went to a different kingdom, so.
All right, we'll try for that
Let's
outcrop
keep on
real
going,
quick.
Yeah.
See if there's. I
The
see
interesting
something
thing is
big
that
and interesting
in
out
this
there.
area, yeah, you can keep on going. I just want to chatter here. Probably about a decade or so ago, we did some dives with the Johnson Sea Link right around this area, but in much shallower waters. And we saw things that looked just like that thing that was growing on that tube. And it turned out to be a really tiny demo sponge related to like Ursinia. It was all over the place. It looked kind of like that. So I'm interested in taking a closer look at that video.
Yeah, here's another piece of that type of rock that we were able to collect.
And a squat lobster.
So we'll
On
leave
the
this guy
sponge.
Do a little bit, Heather, but you're starting to pull tight.
And Amanda Demopoulos from USGS chatted that it was probably a sibellid polychaete that we were just looking at in that soft mud tube. And Les Watling said that he thinks that the organism that was on the tube of the worm might be an ascothrastid barnacle.
There's something moving here on the bottom right. Is that
Although
just blowing in the current?
not sure if
or
they
is
have
that
been found
come
on
in
worm
partial real
tubes or
quick?
not.
Not just blowing in the current. A little tighter. Is that just like
A little more sargassum.
sargassum? Yeah. Okay.
This looks like the sponge we saw earlier. One of them, anyway.
Yeah. We have seen a plethora of sponges, at least variety. Maybe not so much in abundance, but it's been great having you on board, Shirley. We were sort of at a loss for words before you came in to help us.
Yeah, I've been a little bit too chatty today.
Oh, no.
No, not at all.
Do you want the lasers off?
Yeah.
Coming off.
Several brittle stars on the sponge.
All right, guys, about one more minute.
Okay. Oops.
We're closing in. We only have about a minute left.
Come on out, video. Didn't realize.
Slope.
No, I didn't realize it was.
Everybody on the line that would like to join in our next dive planning call, we're going to do that at 18:45 UTC or 14:45 Eastern Daylight, so about a 15-minute break before we have that call.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So,
Okay, we're going to have to leave the bottom now. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and I hope you'll be joining us again over the weekend. Oh, that's true too.
looking at this, if I just rotated the starboard,
Hey, Scott, this is Shirley. Just that sponge over to the left, just so
Right.
you to get a search image on it. That's another one of those Geodia package unlocks.
Thanks, Shirley.
if I brought around to port,
So I think that I don't know. I don't know that we're going to start steaming ahead with the ship right away.
That's okay.
So I think we're going to want to line
covered
up
a lot of
rather
ground,
than
and
line
it was
up
a great
perfect with the
dive.
ship
Thank
at
you very
first.
much,
We're
pilots.
going to line up in the current,
okay.
which means I have to end up going
Yeah.
east. So let me just get under you real quick.
15
You want me to
minutes
come
to the next dive call.
Bring it to
Yep,
like
15
a delta
minutes
Z
at-
of.
at-
Planning.
Go to like a Delta
2:45
20.
Eastern Time,
I'm
or
back with you guys.
14:45.
I'm coming up now.
Thank
Okay.
Sure,
And
thank
if you're
you.
able to hold that to,
20.
like 10 or something, to get up to 20, it doesn't
So
take very
the-
long. But you want to start stowing the swing arms, I think.
The first transect is at 800 meters, so we got some time.
Okay. Are you going to be bringing the ship ahead, or are we just going to stay right where you are for this
I can
coming
do
up?
whatever you'd like.
Okay. All right.
They're in a
that's
comfortable
good for now.
position
Lars.
to come ahead.
Okay, I'm at 16. Do you want me to start stowing?
Yeah.
Bring my camera down to look at you.
Perfect. Yep. Follow me down. You can start stowing the swing arms.
I'll bring it down to 90.
So I think the current. It's hard to tell. Now it's coming across this way. I like.
HPU.
It might change in 3,000 meters, so I wouldn't.
I'm just trying to line up initially in the current,
Yeah.
somewhat, but I still think it's off towards the east.
So we're about
yeah.
to
Coming from
leave the
west to east.
seafloor.
So I think I'm
and
gonna
we've had
line
a
up
great
east of him.
dive again,
I'd be
and we applaud
inclined to
the abilities of our pilot.
either have you
and
push
the
out
nav group.
or have the ship come ahead
Everybody who has
at
assisted us, and we thank
3/10
everyone
of the
who's been
ground.
on the chat line.
Yeah.
until we get to about the 1,000-meter mark. And
Even
have
though we're
them
leaving the
kinda come to east and
seafloor, this
stop, and
dive is
as you,
technically not over
same
because
time,
we're
figure
going to
out
be
where the
doing
next
what we
watch
call
figures
midwater
out where they wanna be.
transects
Okay.
to observe
So you'd rather us line up with
who
the
and
ship or
what is
line up with the
living
current?
in the water column itself. And
Um,
Cheryl has a little more information on that.
Yeah, so there'll
up to
be
you.
a call about these
I
midwater
wouldn't be
dives
surprised if
at
the current's much different
1940
at 800.
UTC or 1540
Yeah, of course.
Eastern
But I figure
Daylight.
if it's weather vaning,
And
it'll
then
just
the
like
actual
follow the current.
transects
till
will
we're-
I would
begin
weather
at
vane now
1955
and
or
get a little
1555 Eastern
little
Daylight.
way on.
So
Okay.
it's very likely that we'll see some amazing, beautiful critters in the
Sound
water
all right?
column. So
Okay.
please tune back in.
Yeah, so roughly 4 p.m. if you want to come back and see what we are seeing. And we may encounter all sorts of organisms. We may
Okay,
not.
you can come up a little more.
It's part of the whole field of exploration, and we're looking forward to seeing what we will see. So I hope you can join us in again, and if not
And I'm
today,
going to take your camera for a second.
tomorrow we'll be farther south
Okay,
from
I'm
this
at
point
17
at a
right now.
comparable depth,
Great.
and just a whole new
There's
environment.
20. That's good. Can hang tight there.